ball knocked loose. White dive on it.
This is twice now the Celtics have been first to the floor.
They try to save with Horford. Unbelievable.
Boston first to the floor. So good.
Brown fakes, fires up the three. Bang! Tatum dives on the floor. Everybody dives. Jaylen Brown with the flush. Blocked by Porzingis. He's doing it all. Tatum spinning, driving, laying. Got it. Washington drives. Blocked by White. Oh, what a block from Derek White.
Welcome in, first to the floor, instant reaction this time to the very latest chapter in the very historic Celtics-Lakers rivalry. Ben Vallis here, along with Jake Eisenberg. And Jake, the Jordan Walsh Show, Celtics beat the Lakers. How you doing, man?
I'm good. It's good to see you. It's good to be back in the win column, and especially be back in the win column against LA Lakers. Yeah, Phil in the chat's got it. Doesn't matter if it's preseason, summer league, regular season, finals. Always great to beat LA. And honestly, shout out the Lakers fans. Bronny, they brought the juice. There was actually some atmosphere in this game when Bronny started to go on a little run in the third quarter there. It was a really fun game, especially because the Celtics won. Some of our guys played well. One of our guys continued to not play well. But our main guy, Walshy, 3 summer leagues later.
It's about time, man. It's about we're finally here in the we're officially in the unironic Jordan Walsh enjoying era. I think this was legitimately good. He seemed on track to be good pre-ejection in the previous game as well, and then we got the full 48 essentially of Walshy in a high-scoring game. 87 points was enough to get it done against the Lakers in regulation. But I think for our instant reactions, I'm going to hang on here for the first half an hour or so. Then I got to get back to work. Jake's going to stick around and do some additional news items. So make sure you stick around the whole time. Subscribe, hit that like button, subscribe to the Patreon. Spoonie's got some great player tendency summer league deep dive stuff up there on Patreon, which is awesome. Real sicko shit. Jake's got his recent Tatum threes unboxing, which is good. I boxed up some memorabilia, which after this show, I'm actually going to go to the post office and actually post it down to Jake in Tasmania. That's all on the Patreon, so make sure you subscribe as well. And all Patreon subscribers are now officially unofficial 2026 First to the Floor Summer League trip donation people, I suppose, which is great. Looking forward to that a year from now. But I guess starting with the Arrows game, Jake, do you want to kick us off? Who are we going to start with first? It's got to be our guy Walshy.
That's right. Stock up, stock down. I think Walsh still got an arrow up last game despite the ejection, which led to maybe a little too much pearl clutching from some. I like to think that I rode the line just right there, but it was good to see him regret it. Be like, that was immature. I'm a more of a professional of that. And then follow it up with a monster performance. Walshy coming in, 17 points, 6 for 11, 6 rebounds and assists, 2 steals, 0 turnovers in an environment where turnovers are running amok. Every summer league game is just turnover city. The Celtics had 16 today. The Lakers had 21. The Celtics having 16 is a miracle in summer league, honestly.
Yeah.
But no, dude, the thing that I've, from game one in this little stretch here from Walsh that has been consistent and really positive has been him generating paint touches, him getting into the paint and into the teeth of the defense, compromising spots and either finishing, sometimes not finishing, but he's got the 7'3" wingspan, getting in, and today especially, finishing over length, recalibrating, finishing 6 for 11. We love to see it. And the shot, look, the shot is not perfect, but he's definitely improved, I think, shooting-wise to the point where I'm like, I think he can hit 35% of his open threes. And if he does that this upcoming season, if he shoots 33, 34% from three, I think that would be a huge win on his development, and we can build from there. 2 arrows up, Ben. 2 arrows up for Jordan Walsh.
Dude, I'm right there with you. If I could give him more arrows up, I would. And maybe it's all relative to
Three is the max. Three's the max.
No, I got to go 2. I was bluffing thinking that 2 was the max, but it's 2. Like, obviously, he could be better. Like, you mentioned, the shot looks good. The free throw could use some improvement. Just 3 of 6 from the line there. But I know it's low volume on the 3, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. But, like, it just looks good. It looks confident. It looks NBA ready, really. And he had one, I think, a pull-up 3 early in the game from like the 45-degree angle, like out on the wing there. He had a late corner 3 off a dime from Baylor Scheierman, who we'll get to. And then, just the decision making, the quick attacking off the catch, and like very quickly like getting into the paint, as you said, finding the seams, getting into the teeth of the defense. And then the finishing package down low, Jake. He had like the D-cell pump fake combination finish. He had the nice slot cut into an Amari assist as well. Had the windmill slam. Maybe we'll get to that real quick here.
Oh, yeah.
Clicks into some type of shot. Okay. Walsh going the other direction.
Come on, Walsh.
Walsh with the hammer.
Okay, that was not the windmill slam that I was looking
not
for.
The windmill
Still good.
Slam. Not the windmill slam, but dude, like, I've been waiting for so long for the breakaway windmill slam. We've literally been waiting 3 seasons. I don't think this is the first one that we've got. And you see the height, the 6'7", the 7'3" wingspan, the athleticism. Yeah, man, we're paddling back. There, we found water on the island.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with
exciting.
new like analogies for the increased civilization and infrastructure on Walsh Island, because we're really, the stock is rising. It was so good to see. And again, like, genuinely, I think we're in this sort of unironic Walshy enjoying territory. Really good to see. 2 arrows up for Jordan Walsh. Baylor Scheierman, Jake, I suspect might be arrows in the opposite direction. What's the take on Sugarman Scheierman here?
Sugarman Scheierman. He's been using what's the fake sugar that people put in their tea?
Stevia.
Stevia. There. A lot of Stevia Scheierman is what we've been getting in Summer League. It's tough, man. He's making some good decisions at times, kind of, creating some opportunities. I had another 6 assists tonight. Only had 2 turnovers, which, again, in Summer League, turnovers are just everywhere. Like, no matter which way you turn, you're getting hit in the face with a turnover. So to see him have, another good assisted turnover game, they're asking him to do a lot. Like, despite him being a second-year player, 25 years old, it is a big ask of a guy with limited athleticism to be the focal point of the offense and try and crack the defense over and over again. So I want to be, empathetic, understanding of the tricky position that he does find himself in. On the other hand, 2 for 14. Some of the defense was kind of a mess. Kind of liked a couple of the rebounds. And some of the shots are tough. Some of the shots are tough because he's making them tough. And that is just, he seems predisposed to wanting to take, feeling like it's a good idea to take really tough shots, despite not being a tough shot maker. He has a couple of those nice over-the-top, floater scoop shots in the paint that he's made. Those are fucking sick. But, like, you also don't want to have to make tough shots. That's not a good thing, to have to make tough shots. You want to be able to generate easier shots. And then he's just missing wide open catch and shoot threes, and they're clanking off, like, every spot of the rim.
We're going to have to start calling him Lieutenant Dan, because he ain't got no legs. He really has no power, like, in his lower body. We're talking about thick down low. Whatever the opposite of that is the case for Baylor Scheierman. There's just no lift, and you can see it in his jump shot. It's all arms, it's all wrist, it's all in the upper body. And anyone who spent any time trying to learn how to shoot at any level, even just like down at the park by yourself, that like all that power from a clean jump shot like comes from your lower body, comes from your legs, and there's just none of that in the case of Scheierman. So then you look at his shooting stats from tonight, 2 of 14. It's like, it's unsurprising because everything looks laborious, everything looks difficult. And then, yes, his usage is not going to be this high, even if he does see any significant playing time, which I don't think he will unless he has a really good training camp. I know there were some hopes for maybe lead play initiator in the second unit, but I just think that it's not in his immediate future at all. He has such a long way to go, and part of that is going to be just hitting down open shots, knocking down open shots, because with more talent on the court with him in the NBA, theoretically, probably going to get open looks, but he doesn't even look necessarily capable of converting on those either. So yeah, his usage isn't going to be nearly as high. We talked about this last year. It's so difficult to evaluate players through the lens of how they'll look on an NBA court because they're not playing the roles that they will play in the NBA with proper NBA talent around them. That's the case for Walshy as well. Like, he's just not going to be that on ball. He's not going to be the first, second, or even third option. It's the same with Baylor Scheierman. He's just not going to get these same opportunities. So it is hard to evaluate them in this scenario. That said, guys like Walshy and Baylor do have NBA experience. You do expect flashes. Finally saw something from Walshy this last couple of games. Just not seeing it from Baylor. He's got a long way to go, man.
Yeah, and man, he's 25. And this comment from Z Gamer in the chat here: can we get a refund and get Flip? We don't know what happened with the Filipowski thing, because he fell because of alleged Mormon grooming and then ends up in Utah. How real is that story? How big of a reason was that for him actually falling? We're probably never going to know the real answer to that. But the fact that he got picked the pick after Baylor, and when we clearly could see coming down the road the need for a big man, as we sit here today with a big man rotation of Luka Garza, Neemias Queta, Xavier Tillman, and Amari Williams. And Filipowski has just been kicking everyone's butt summer league. Like, this dude's going to be a really good offensive player, if he is not already one of the better offensive big men coming into this season. Yeah. The defense is still a bit of a mess for Filipowski, and so, like, when you think about what does that guy look like in a winning context, big men that are elite offensive players but awful defenders, they can cap you. Karl Anthony Towns comes to mind, but and Filipowski's not on the same, stratosphere as Towns is as an offensive player, but he will have value in the NBA, and having a big man that can score, shoot, we know the value of that on the offensive end, and that hurts right now to know that. And there's a couple other guys like Oso Ighodaro, who I haven't been a big fan of. He's been good in summer league. Jalen Wells, obviously, just a bunch of guys that it's like, man, we're desperate for talent to backfill the Jays and Derek White here, and again, summer league. I'm not going to write Baylor off, and he's going to get his opportunities this season to play the role that he's supposed to around the Peyton Pritchard heliocentric offense that we're excited to watch. But 2 arrows down, 1 arrow down. I don't know, 2 down?
It's 2 down for me.
It's 2 down.
It has to be relative to expectations. Again, like we said with Walshy, and he's just falling well and truly short of them, I think. And I think maybe somewhat unfairly, some people anoint Scheierman with he's Brad Stevens' first round pick, and Brad Stevens is a genius, and therefore he must be incredible, even though he was literally the last pick of the first round. And it's just, it just hasn't come to fruition yet. And I think that just alone is falling short of a lot of people's expectations. So, depending on our intentions around lottery positioning this year, he may see a lot of that usage that we saw, especially in the second half of the season when our, some of those initial chapters have been written in that book. But for now, I can't see him really contributing to anything other than intentional losing, I'm sorry to say.
Well, this again, and this is the win-win potential of the season, and I'm excited for when we try and break down what the rotation looks like. As we got one more summer league game left, and we're going to be edging into the true wilderness of the off season. Like, if Baylor is really bad and he's been giving real minutes, then that's kind of good as well, because we'll be losing more games. But I think at minimum an arrow down. He's 2 for 14.
Yeah, it's 2 arrows down. You made 2 shots for each arrow that you get down.
He did make a big shot late off a Hugo pass, and everybody was like, "Dude, we love the play from Hugo.
Yeah.
You have to make the shot." And we make it. Jimmy J is blaming the Celtics for ruining Baylor Scheierman. Baylor Scheierman, help yourself. Help yourself.
Please do. Yeah. At a minimum, please help yourself be better. But look, long way to go. You could have a good camp, could have a good preseason. We could do a total 180. Season. Ugo Gonzalez,
Oh,
Gonzo. I've got him down here as Ugo Thick Down Low Gonzalez.
Yeah.
My elevator pitch is good instincts mixed in with just some classic big 19, which I think is the case. Like, you can see the instincts, you can see the feel for the game, and then you can see just like the rawness and the youth and that's basically it. That said, he had a better game, stronger performance in this one as I stumble for the box score. I won't bother with the stats. Like, I think he had 10 points in the first half, which was a good showing, and looked better defensively as well, and just a better all-around game, Jake.
Yeah, love it from Ugo. Yeah, in the playback earlier, we were dissecting the dimensions of various NBA players out there, and Ugo, I'm like, he's at the free throw line. He doesn't have a ton of upper body size, and for him to be 220, man, dude just must be thick down low.
Evidently.
That's just an objective fact at this point. I like him, man. I like him. He wants to be good, and he wants to win really badly. I love the mentality. I really hope Peyton Pritchard takes him under his wing. And it's crazy to say that at this point, but Peyton Pritchard's a vet. Peyton Pritchard has been in the league now. I think this will be his 5th season, maybe his 6th season even. 2020 was his first.
Yeah, he's like 28, 29.
I think he's 27 currently.
Okay.
But yeah.
Going on 28 then.
Yeah, but he came in, I could be wrong, but like, he's played a bunch in the NBA now, and I'm excited to see him show some of these young guys his work habits. Pritchard currently 27 years old, turned 28 in January, and has played 5 seasons. His 6th season as a Boston Celtic coming up. That's crazy. How time flies. But like, the way that Ugo clearly wants to be good, the way that he talks about how I want to look back on this and know that I did everything in my power to give myself the best possible NBA career. Like, that's a pretty serious existential comment from a 19-year-old. And you see him out there. He misses a free throw today, and he had the missed free throws in the first game as well. And he talked about how it's unacceptable. And he misses the first one. He made 2, missed his 3rd one, and he's just at the free throw line, just so mad at himself. It kind of reminds me of Derek White, in that Derek White, when he makes mistakes, is so upset with himself. Anytime Derek White misses a free throw and makes a second, he just has like the head shake as he back trots back the other way. So I'm excited to see Ugo be taken under the win by Peyton Pritchard. Like, one-on-one battles between Pritchard and Ugo, I think would be so much fun. Because Ugo strikes me as the guy that's like, I'm not leaving the practice facility until I win one game. And Peyton Pritchard's like, well, you're literally never leaving. You'll be here for the rest of your life. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, just don't hurt each other, please. But yeah, like, good examples. Like, he's a precocious 19-year-old hooper, and a good example of that is like his defensive positioning. I thought was really good. He had some decent defensive rotations as well, but then one-on-one, like even against Bronny James, he kind of got like forced off his line a little bit and allowed Bronny to get down to the hoop. So like, there's some physical attributes that need developing, but the mental attributes seem to be there. The canvas is there. We've just got to paint it now, Jake. Who do you want to get to next?
I was just say, like, he's just so like jumpy. He's like wing Robert Williams right now. He wants to just be aggressive and show his motor off so much. But 2 offensive rebounds today, 3 offensive rebounds in the previous game for Ugo. That's real. The offensive rebounding punch of Pritchard and Ugo Gonzalez gonna be awesome. That's right. Apologies, Ugo. I'm so sorry.
I see. I'm
so sorry. Who do we want to go next? How about your boy, Amari Williams? I know you're wrestling. You're wrestling with Amari, and I know we all wanted to like Amari. So where are you?
It's like a really nice, fast car that like just doesn't hold the road and therefore is not practical is kind of where I'm getting at. And what I mean is, like, I get the passing upside. Like, those are some really nice, like, secondary additional attributes to have with your big man. I think I've said all this before, but like, you kind of need to begin your life as an NBA big with those like foundational attributes, which is defending around the rim, like putting some pressure on the rim offensively, like just being a fucking big presence. Like, if there's one age-old skill set in the NBA, it's like that of your like quintessential NBA big. This goes back to like I don't know, Robert Parrish, Bill Russell. Like you kind of need to be big and like a bit of a deterrent at the rim. And I don't think he's that at all. We were talking about in the playback. He's actually 7 feet tall. He doesn't look like that. He doesn't play like that to me. He looks and feels like he's 6'9". And the great thing, I know we've seen the Robert Williams comps, and the great thing about like his passing and his flashiness on that side is that it was peppered on top of the foundational, like, you know, my wingspan is insane and I'm going to like deter you coming into the paint and attacking the rim. And Amari just doesn't seem to do that. So like he's kind of shortcut straight to the Robert Williams passing side of the game without actually starting with that, you know, essential rim deterrent game, which bothers me.
Yeah, you would like to see the biggest guy in the court play a little bit more like the biggest guy in the court. I think that's exactly. Totally fair. There's some Rich Phillips in the chat hates Amari Williams, and I think
I don't hate anyone.
I think he is the 46th overall pick in the draft, and the skill set is absolutely tantalizing with the size and the passing and the ability to handle the ball. Totally get that, but yeah, I still think the drop defense is actually pretty good. I thought that he positionally is corralling guys, making guys, you know, forcing guys to take jumpers by letting the point of attack defender get over the screen and recover. Had 6 rebounds today. I was asking for more rebounds. No one in this game had more except for Kenneth Lofton. So that's only 7 rebounds for Kenneth Lofton, 6 for Amari. But yeah, he's just floating a little bit out there. And then he had a stretch where it felt as if Amari decided it's time for me to actually do something. And then he went way too far in the other direction and was just missing reads and under the rim pump faking, and ends the game 3 for 10. And for a guy that's that big and taking all of his shots close to the rim, that's obviously terrible. And that was one of the big knocks on him coming into the draft was he's got bad touch. He struggles around the rim. He also leads himself into taking more difficult shots where he should be going through guys. He should be just getting to the rim, being bigger, trying to dunk on guys. So I can understand being frustrated with him, but I like the flashes. But he's a 46th overall pick, and I do think that his game, a guy that wants to like read the game, set screens, pass, wants to process the game. This environment, this summer league, for the first half of this game, the whole Celtics team and the Lakers team, no one could like successfully run a half court set. Like, is someone going to set a screen? The Lakers were in zone. They couldn't do anything. And Amari is trying to process the game and find guys. But it's like, you know, it's like trying to use your computer that's 6 years, 7 years old, and it's been infected with like Russian malware after you tried to download, you know, Kanye's Dark Twisted Fantasy album off of LimeWire, like back before.
Yeah, man. I recall.
Those were better times for all of us, especially Kanye. But yeah, your computer can get fucked up, and that was what it felt like Amari was doing at times today, just like trying to find stuff, and was like, "Fuck it, I'm just command queuing. I'm closing everything. I'm force quitting. I'm holding the off button on my computer and just closing everything and booting this thing up and just forcing my way to the rim, and it didn't go well."
Yeah, time to reformat that hard drive, Amari. Try again. Yeah. Oh man, I had some analogy there that I was about to chime in with, and it's just completely. I've now reformatted my brain as well. So maybe we should move on to Kenneth Twinkletoes Lofton. Yeah, we're gonna give him a camp deal. Kenny Cornrows. He is like 180'd my heart since joining the Celtics Summer League squad, because that first game was comically selfish of him. Just we've got the tape up on I think Spoonie's Twitter. Just ridiculous fast break selfishness, like total unwillingness to get rid of the ball, and just wanted the one man showcase. Since then, he's like totally turned it around. There was some like corn hub, offensive hub vibes in this game today. The dude owns his space. I think it was being called Big Baby in the chat as well.
Baby Shaq, maybe.
Baby Shaq, sure. Just a total turnaround. And like, I don't know, he probably realistically won't end up on an NBA roster, but he's definitely trending in the right direction. So as far as I don't know, giving him arrows. I think he earns an arrow up in this one.
Oh yeah, arrow way up. Maybe 2 arrows up, honestly. I thought he was great tonight. I thought he was... Kenneth Lofton is terrible. Shout out Matthew Jensen. Yeah, dude, I thought Lofton was good. He gets on the boards. He's a good rebounder. Like, he's really difficult to move, obviously, given the thick... He's not just thick down low. This man is thick in every place that's possible to be thick. He's man, the skill set is really interesting skill set. Like, he's clearly very, like, he can handle the ball. He's got good passing skills. He can shoot it. From the game 1 where it was a complete disaster, where he came in thinking he was the Chinese league MVP, which he is, and tried to play like that. He still has the green goblin on his shoulder though. Every possession is he's fighting himself to just like go immediately into his bag, and he's like, okay, I'll pass it, screen, hand off, and then the ball finds you again, Kenny. Get down low, bully Dalton Connect. I don't know if he's eligible for a 2-way.
I don't think he is, because he's been around for more than 4 years. Is that right? I think that's how it works. Yeah.
I would definitely rather give Lofton and Kendall Brown, if we get to him, the 2-way over Max Schulger. Would you rather have Xavier Tillman, or would you rather have Kenneth Lofton Jr.?
That is a hot tamale. I still believe. I'm like, we talked about the infrastructure on Walshy Island. I am like on the tip of the sinking Titanic with a white flag and like a flare, waiting for a helicopter rescue, alone on Tillman wreckage, we'll call it. Waiting for rescue. And I just think, I don't know, can we get those knees right? Because there were some glimpses with Tillman. I think I still believe in the healthy glimpses of Tillman above Kenneth Lofton, but I don't know. I could easily be convinced.
Man, Summer League just is so bad for me in my flip-flopping tendencies. Like, I get a piece of new information in anything in my life, and I'm like, well, solved. That's how I feel now. And the most recent thing, the further we get away from game 1 for Kenneth Lofton, the more I'm like, all right, are we back? Are we dribble pass shoot? Is this just a thicker, cooler Luka Garza potentially? I just don't know if Tillman's body works. So I think, just for the simple fact, I think that this guy might be healthy. The problem is you have to move Tillman. You can't cut Tillman. Well, you can, but his money would be dead on your cap, and when you're so close to the second apron, then you're obviously not going to do that. So I don't know. Maybe you bring him to camp. Maybe someone trades for Xavier Tillman for some reason. But like, dude just looked so dead to me at points throughout last season. So I would probably take Lofton right now. I don't really know if it's an option if you can't give him a 2-way, and JD Davidson's contract, like, I don't think that there'll be enough room to give a guy a minimum and still stay under the second apron. It doesn't really matter, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be the salary of it all that is the deciding point there. Like, we need to still cut money, I believe, at this point to get under the second apron. So that alone might be a reason not to sign Kenny Lofton, like, because there's just kind of no reason to, I guess, unless you think you're going to develop him into something worth keeping around as far as a trade asset down the line, or something worth having around when Tatum returns. I don't think either of those things will eventuate. But I still think it's an arrow up for Kenneth Lofton. Or are you going to?
I think one. We'll go one. Okay. One arrow up.
We got to backtrack. I keep moving on before we give arrows. So are we going a sideways arrow for Amari?
I gave him an arrow up on my official tweet, and I don't know. Maybe I'm regretting it. This happens in the moment as we talk this out more. But 46th overall pick, probably side arrow. Can't go arrow up. It's probably fair. What do you think?
Yeah, I think neutral arrow. What about Ugo as well? I'm going a slight upward arrow as well.
Yeah.
One
arrow up for sure. Arrow up for sure on Ugo. Arrow down. Multiple arrows down. Max Schulger. He kind of stabilized later in the game, but like I'd like, that's what, give his 2-way to someone else, to me. Just give it to someone else.
Yeah, the arrow is pointing back out at me from the screen, as in get up and get outside and stop watching Max Sugar play basketball. Because it's just like, all right, cool. Like, you had the opportunity to come in and play well. You didn't. Like, sorry. Like, maybe you're better than what you've shown us, but all you've shown us is complete shite. And it's time to move on from the Max Shulger experience, which nickname-wise, the big Shulg dog,
yeah, it's tough.
The Shulginator, aka the Shermanator from American Pie. We had some good things in the works there, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
That's the biggest disappointment for sure. Is the nickname potential was immense with the Shulginator. 1 for 6. He had 4 assists. I thought he did settle in a little bit, but yeah, tough times. Miles Norris, I continue to be intrigued. Missed more shots than I would like for him tonight. 1 for 6 from 3, but he's active and he's tall and he's long, and I definitely want to give him a 2-way.
Yeah, Chuck Norris, 11 attempts, baby. We're getting him up. Love to see it. I mean, he's I've always hung my hat on dimensions, and he is dimensionally very gifted. And I think we've seen flashes. I'm going an arrow up for Miles Norris. I know we position this segment as the arrows down. But I think he's showing enough where he kind of looks like he can be like competent in like a deep bench role player scenario for an NBA team, or at least at camp. Like, at least he advances to the next level, which would be a camp deal or a 2-way. So it's an arrow up for me.
Yep, arrow up for the Nos dog. Another guy I love Kendall Brown.
Yeah,
I would absolutely give him a 2-way over Sugar. He's got great feel, really nice finishing around the rim. He's shooting 100% from 3 in Summer League. He doesn't really shoot, but wide open. He shot them both. They went in, nothing but the bottom. So I like Kendall Brown. Strong, sturdy, solid defender. I like the way that he moves off the ball. Really solid, and still only 22, if I'm not mistaken. So I would definitely give him a 2-way over Sugar. Yes, he's 22, and Sugar, I believe, is older than him. So I know Brad Stevens is a shooting merchant. Can't draft guys that don't shoot, but give me Kendall Brown, man. I really like him.
Kendall Brown over Xavier Tillman?
Oh, no question. Give me guys that can run up and down the court.
We could do that full podcast sometime in the off season, X over X. But I feel that's going to end badly for our friend Xavier Tillman. Yes. But anything else from a stock report perspective? I got to hop off and get back to work, Jake. I know you're going to hang out and talk some more Celtics and league stuff, but anything else on the Summer League?
Well, I got two arrows down for Shulginator, I think. I'm not sure if it's even possible to do 2 arrows down because he was already pretty low. I got 2 arrows up for Kendall Brown. I love him. But no, I think that'll do us stock watch wise, unless you got anything else. We'll do a cumulative stock portfolio review once Summer League has ended. But
still got one more game.
One more game, consolation game. I'm guessing that will be on Sunday America time, and Monday Australia time would be my guess. But I don't know.
Okay, and there's no chance of making the playoffs or the semifinals or however they structure it in the Summer League.
No, because they changed it to only 4 teams make the semi. Like, there's only 2 semifinals, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that are 4-0 right now.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I got to bounce. I'll leave you to it. I look forward to listening to the rest of the pod later. Shout out folks in the chat. You're in good hands with Jake. Much better hands than you would be with me. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace, Ben. All right. Here we go. The evil overlord, Ben Vallis, is gone. We can get crazy now. No, I miss you, Ben. Good to see you. Good to see everybody in the chat. I thought we just hit a couple of newsy things. Bassie, interestingly, had a 3-game Summer League contract and then had a prior commitment. And I don't even think that it's clear if whether or not that was a basketball commitment or just a life commitment. So I don't think that we know why he couldn't keep playing outside of he had that 3-game contract, and that obviously ended. Crazy. 3-game Summer League contract. Shout out Charles Bassie for trying to work his way back into the NBA through a couple of injuries. But yeah, so I don't know what that means for him on the training camp roster. Maybe Bassie gets an offer from somebody else. Like he's clearly a fringe guy. I like the flashes. I would definitely like to see him get a training camp invite and see if they can maneuver around the salary and the roster somehow to maybe replace Tillman with Bassie. I don't know if that's going to be like if you're able to give someone a top 55 second round pick to take on Tillman, great. But it feels like we're kind of stuck in that spot. But yeah, I don't think Bassie can take the third two-way. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. But the other bigger news of the day, Damian Lillard not going to be a Boston Celtic, which for me was a bit disappointing. I was excited for the Achilles bros, the rehab boys over the next season, and just get him on a veterans minimum, high upside. He recovers really nicely from this Achilles, and he gives you this legit pick and roll, like elite shooter off the bench type of guy. Had a really cheap contract. Would have been nice. Alas, Dame going back to Portland for a 3-year, $42 million. So that's, if my math's correct here, $14 million annual average salary, which the Celtics were obviously never going to be offering to a 36, 37-year-old coming off an Achilles. They don't have the capability to offer that to anybody right now anyway. So I and a no trade clause, crazy. I don't really get it for Portland. I guess for them, it's a good way, similarly to the Celtics, whether it's like a high upside flyer, you're just paying a lot more for it. The difference is the Blazers roster is stacked full of cheap contracts because they're all young guys. It's like Drew Holiday and Dame Lillard. Like, I'll pull up Spot Track right now, but I can't. And Denny Avdia makes a little bit, but he's on one of the best contracts in the NBA. Like, they can afford to take on someone like Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant and Drew Holiday make the most on their team. Like, they're currently $17 million away from the luxury tax. And so this takes them to $3 million away from the luxury tax. So that makes sense for them. And then the following season, they're actually $85 million away from the luxury tax before they start to pay a couple of guys. Shaden Sharp. Robert Williams, unrestricted free agent after this season. Bring him home, boys. Bring him home. But yeah, kind of disappointing. I was excited for the potential of what Damian Lillard could look like in green. But it's also kind of a cool story for Dame to go back home and he can mentor some of these young guys. Hopefully it's just not really sad where he does come back from the Achilles and he's a complete shell of himself. The difference is that Portland team is probably not going to be expected to do a whole lot even next season, just because with the West being so insanely deep. Like, this is the problem with the Blazers right now is they just don't have who's the star, who's going to be the guy that takes them from fun, fringy play-in playoff team once their young guys get a bit better to, okay, we can actually make a push for home court. We can make a top 6 seed. Is it young Hansen? That's like, who's most likely to be a star? Denny Avdia took a legit leap into fringe all-star territory last season, but do I see him as a legit star that like bumps you up into that range? Probably not. Love him. Incredible contract. Celtics should trade for him if they can. But Shaden Sharp has starry flashes. Love Kamara. But yeah, they just don't have a guy on the roster that ticks that star box, except for young Hansen, who looks fucking good in Summer League. Can't lie. The Chinese Joker. No joke, man. He's been fun to watch. I'm hoping that's who the Celtics play in their last consolation Summer League game, just because a lot of the higher picks are starting to filter out of Summer League at this point. So if we can get a young Hans and Jordan Walsh duel, That'll be fun for sure. But yeah, Dame, not a Celtic because it was too expensive. And now Bradley Beal officially bought out. The Suns are going to have dead cap of $19 million on their books now for the next, 4 or 5 years, which means they're essentially paying Devin Booker and Bradley Beal like $95 million. That team is so fucked, man. But congratulations to Beal. He gets his wish. He gets paid a shitload of money. He gave Phoenix fans a peace sign on his Instagram post. No heartfelt message. You got to be just sick to your stomach if you're a Suns fan. On one hand, I guess maybe you're happy that this era is just over. Like, get these guys off my fucking team. Clearly this was not working. Let's move on. So from that perspective, maybe they're happy to be done with this era, but they are just devoid of depth. Booker's an awesome player, but that contract is now, he's probably a negative value contract in my opinion. Like, you don't want to be paying guys that aren't top 5 guys supermax contracts. So that's tough for them. On the other hand, I love this Clippers roster. It does feel very Clippersy though, to bring in a late career star. You know, it looks really good on paper. How healthy is he going to be? He continues to put up really good scoring numbers without impacting the wins and losses of these basketball games. Very Zach LaVine. Like, you can just set your watch. Bradley Beal, 15 to 20 points a game, and 60% true shooting. But like, they're really deep now. They go like 10 deep of really, really solid players. And so you go like, I think Beal maybe comes off the bench as like their 6th man guy. Maybe you start him if it is a politics thing. But I also think the Clippers have the coaching cachet and the star cachet on that roster with Ty Lue and Jeff Van Gundy and Harden and Kawhi, to where it's like, we were a really good team last year. We're not going to kowtow to Bradley Beal, who just got bought out, right? So you go Harden, Kawhi, Zubats, Derek Jones Jr., and Chris Dunn as their starting 5 that was really good last season, because they were a top 5 defense, even with Kawhi playing like a quarter of the season. James Harden's incredibly durable. Zubats played all 82 games last season. Dunn, Derek Jones Jr., like, they're going to have a really high floor because of those guys. And then Batum, still doing it. Brook Lopez, really nice signing as your backup big. I really like, now that you bring in Beal and you lose Norman Powell, you bring in John Collins. So you lose Powell, you bring in Collins and Beal. That's a massive net win. I like this team, dude. Bogdanovic looked a little washed now, but now, you're not relying on him to do too much. They got a lot going on. Trade Niang to the Clippers. They don't need Niang. They have Bogdanovic. He's like their Niang. I guess Niang is more of like a 3-4 as opposed to like a 2, but they don't need Niang. They are deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like 11 guys deep they feel comfortable with. Kobe Brown. I'm still a believer. Yeah, man. This Clippers team, I don't think they can win the title because they are relying on Kawhi Leonard to be like really fucking good. Why would you want to trade Niang and picks for Bogdanovic? Bogdanovic is basically just short Niang. More creation. But like, Bogdanovic is a 33. He's older than Niang. He looked kind of washed last year. That makes no sense to me. The Celtics are not going to be attaching picks for someone like Bogdanovic, who's on his way out of the NBA. But this Clippers team, they can't win the title, I don't think. But can they give the Thunder? That's kind of my tier 1. Would probably do an episode of this, like my hate watch. Tier 1, Lakers, Knicks, easy with a bullet next season. But then I would really prefer if the Thunder didn't win the title. So can the Clippers play the Thunder really tough? Another 7-game series in round 1? Can they upset them in round 1 before they fall apart physically? I don't know. in the range of outcomes potentially. But yeah, just want to hit a couple of those news things as well, because I don't think we'll pod now, and we don't really know when the other game is. So, but yeah, I think that'll do it for us today. Celtics back in the win column. Jordan Walsh, we're back, looking like an NBA player. But yeah, man, it's fun. Summer League. Don't get too upset if Amari Williams or Baylor Scheierman didn't live up to your expectations. Remember the rules of Summer League. Your guys play well, it means they're a star. They don't play well, doesn't matter, it's just Summer League. Always important to remember that these Summer League shows, podcasts, experiences, it's just all fun. Even though I've gone a little bit over the top probably on my Baylor Scheierman hate, but I would really like to see him make a couple shots. That would be nice. All right, everybody. It's good to see you all. Make sure you like the video. Just move that mouse over there. Would appreciate it a lot. All right. Till next time. Go Celtics.